Welcome, race fans, to Monday Night OP Premier League, presented by Buttkicker, right here on MaxspeedTV. Stephen Lane up in the booth, going to call the action for you tonight. Going to have an exciting night. We're going to start off. We have a new season of the OP Monday Night Premier League starting tonight, but we got a few things we wanted to talk about here. Well, folks, tonight is the Hall of Fame induction for OP. We're going to go over who are your candidates that the drivers have voted on for the Hall of Fame. We're going to start right here in order, no specific order, I guess, other than alphabetical. We're going to start with Adam Kilday, Season 14 Premier Series champion, 7-time Final Four contender, 2-time season champion, Season 13. Looks like for Saturday night, and then Season 14 for the Premier League Championship. 252 starts, 10 wins, 66 top fives, and 120 top tens. Pretty impressive resume there from Adam Kilday. Now our next finalist will be Alex Green, one of the original founding members of OP Racing. One-time playoff contender, Season 1, 318 starts, 6 wins, 35 top fives, and 81 top tens. So another good candidate there. Another candidate we're looking at tonight, it will be Jeff Crosby Jr., 3-time Grand National champion, the Grand National Series champion, a 5-time Final Four contender. It looks like his championship in Season 8, 13, and 14 for Jeff Crosby Jr. 301 starts, 10 wins, and 76 top fives, 143 top tens. We got a stacked field for our contenders, our finalists tonight. Our next finalist will be Mr. Zach Fritsch, a Season 10 Grand National Series champion, 5-time Final Four contender. As you can see there, Season 10 champion for the Grand National Series, 399 starts, 23 wins, 97 top fives, and 154 top tens. And then our last finalist will be Zach Workman, Season 10 Premier Series champion, Season 10 Truck Series champion, a 4-time Final Four contender, 316 starts, 14 wins, 63 top fives, and 134 top tens. So what we're going to do right now, folks, is we're going to bring up one of the guys that
Adam,
that work with these guys closely, one of our admins here on OP Monday Night. Jimmy, I got you up here in the booth, buddy. We just went over our finalists for the Hall of Fame contenders. So I brought you up here to kind of talk a little bit about
87,
that.
sorry.
Oh, and got several other people up here in the booth with us as well. Mr. Peter DeBorja and Anthony English joining us now.
We'll try and get quickly down to the pits because something is still wearing my wheel, so I wanted to fix it. And
Jimmy,
I cleared
hang on a second,
time.
guys. I'm here in the chat. Let me get my, I got the spotter and stuff activated. We'll do that real quick. But, Jimmy, we got you up here, buddy. Like I said, we went over our finalists. I believe you have the results for tonight.
What did he say?
Hey, Jimmy, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we went through our finalists for the Hall of Fame voting. Let everybody see the stats and their resume. And I believe you have the results of the voting.
I do, sir. Are we live right now?
We are live, sir.
Oh, dang. You caught me off guard.
That's all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring him. I'm going to bring him up to the booth.
Okay.
Real quick. Adam. Hello. Hey, we got some news for you, buddy. Jimmy, we got you up here as well. Let's go ahead and say what you got to say, brother.
Adam, good job on your run last season on the championship. Good job on your stats that you have with the league. I don't have them right in front of me right now because I'll be honest with you, I was gonna get them, but I was taking care of some other OP business for the race tonight. But I want to let you know, congratulations to the Hall of Fame Club.
Wow. like, okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. So
Well, this ain't a prank, Adam.
it's not.
No,
I
sir.
mean, I mean, I was kind of surprised when Peter sent me a message asking for a freaking picture for the Hall of Fame card, and I'm like, no way. I mean, it feels too soon in a way, and like honestly, there's like been other guys I feel probably more deserving of it, to be truthful with you, with the stuff that other people have put in work and time for the league to, they take time out of their day to really keep something like this going for a lot of us. But when they threw me into the for one of the nominees, I was pretty surprised. So I was more thankful of even being selected out of that group. And so either way, it meant a lot. It means a lot to the guys that put in the vote for me as well to even get me this thing. So I mean, I appreciate that out of everyone.
Well, it's an honor and a privilege to call your guys' races, Adam. Congratulations, buddy. I mean, seeing your stats here, it's something that as a racer that we all want to get to at some point. But I mean, 252 starts, 10 wins, 66 top fives, and 120 top tens. 7-time Final Four contender, and then the season 14 Premier Series champion, buddy. That is just an amazing record, amazing resume, and man, I couldn't be more proud to be the one that brings you up here and let you know that you got the Hall of Fame vote this season.
Yeah, and that's again thanks to everyone who put in that vote. Really, it's also huge thanks to the other guys who like got me involved with moving me up to the Monday League and get me involved with some of the Alliance or former Alliance guys, now known as Vendetta guys, and learning a bunch through those dudes along the way to get where I'm at now within this league. Um, it means a lot for me. Uh, and, I try to do my best to make up for it to those dudes, repaying the favor to them, no matter what the case may be. Um, I do wish, the win count could probably be a little bit higher, but I mean, I'm in the double digits, so I think that's good enough for the win. So it's like, in a way, like I kind of stay like more loyal to the guy in front of me towards the end of some of the races and just pushing people to the wins and paying back favors is probably what I care about most. But at the end of the day, if we're getting solid finishes and uh racking up decent amount of points throughout the OP seasons, it's keeps me involved in the groove with the racing, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
try to do. I try to prevent burnout. Otherwise, I get burnout. I have nothing else to do on the computer and at night when there's nothing else going on. So this is all that keeps the entertainment in my life going at the moment. So, you know, if in a way, if I don't find myself in the playoffs, it's kind of, I'm in like a scenario where I don't want to be in the way of playoff drivers. So I kind of just ride in the back and, it gets a bit boring back there sometimes. So that's why I try my best to even stay in the hunt for some of these things, just to stay on top of things or whatever, and uh, keep the whole scenario, keep the whole event exciting, up until the end. So yeah, that's about it.
Well, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations on being inducted into the OP Hall of Fame. Now, before we let you go, I'm going to go ahead and ask you this. Opening night tonight here, what are you expecting to see out on the track tonight?
Um, well, we're back with the Monday field with the trucks, so the racing will probably be a lot more tighter and probably a bit more fast-paced. We'll have to wait and see, but hopefully, we get less instances or wrecks with like bumper hooking and stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and find out by, week 3, really to see how these cars are gonna end up with like the net code and stuff like that. But I'm hoping it's not gonna be too bad though.
Well, it shouldn't. These trucks do draft pretty well. They take the bump draft very well, in my opinion. So, well, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations again on your Hall of Fame induction. We're going to get you back down to your teammates, and you guys can celebrate, and hopefully y'all have a good showing tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Again, huge shout out to everyone who put in the vote. I can't thank you all enough, so it's much appreciated. So thanks.
All right, buddy. Take care, man. Good luck tonight.
All right, have fun.
All right. Well, Jimmy,
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Steven, I got to pull somebody up here for another surprise real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right. Let me grab him. Hey, KR, this is Jimmy and Steven in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. Hi.
How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am enjoying myself. We got a Monday night race with the fantastic Super Speedway League of OP Premier Super Speedway. It's my birthday, so I've been a bit extra rotten. But yeah, what's going on?
So I wanted to pull you up here and have some fun, and happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
I wanted to thank you for all the owners of OP, upon all the drivers, all the admins. Thank you very much for all the years and seasons that you put in with OP as a broadcaster. We really appreciate it, and wish you well in your future endeavors. And I also wanted to let you know that you are an honorary member of the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
And yep.
As soon as I can get all the goosebumps and chills that have just gone through my body to settle down. Two things. One, I am very glad that it is an honorary member. There are so many people who are much more deserving than me. But I will absolutely accept an honorary position. That is very cool. And the other thing is, yeah, it's been a very pleasurable 7-8 years that I show up on a Monday and do this.
Since season 1. Right?
It
Am I
has
correct?
been since season 1. I did take 1 season off. But yeah, took 1 season off. But outside of that, it has been a nonstop. This was the first Monday where I was actually looking at my schedule going, I don't know what to do. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's been so long. I didn't know what to do on a Monday.
Right.
So, yeah. I think, however, though, I did get a lot of enjoyment when I was with MaxspeedTV and Stephen Lane, part of MaxspeedTV now. I think we're giving y'all are in good hands.
Thank you, sir.
Well, of course, can't replace KR. We're going to do our best. It's been, like I said, it's not something I really intended on doing full time, but with Joshua being out and everything, it's kind of turned into that. But KR, guys like you that's come before me, it's like I say in the military, those Vietnam guys, they paved the road for guys like me to serve in the military and be able to do the things I got to do in my career. And it's the same with broadcasting. I'm still new. I'm going to make mistakes. But, guys like you, KR, that's been doing this for, 7-8 years, man, it's just I've got big shoes to fill, and I'm going to do my best to fill them, buddy.
I'll tell you what, Steven, you're going to do just fine as long as you put in your best effort, and you know, it's just like a broadcast is just like racing. If you do your best, absolute best, leave it all out there, and even if you don't win, but you can hang your hat on doing the best that you could that day, then by golly, that's all you had.
Well, that's all we can do, even in life, buddy. Just do our best. And KR, anytime you want to jump up in the booth with me, you are more than welcome, my friend. So just that invitation is always going to be there, brother.
Well, Steven, I don't think you should have said that because I don't have anything to do. I don't have a bathrobe on. I got plenty of popcorn and butter.
Well, like I said, it's always nice to have somebody up here with experience. And, sometimes I forget what to say or what I'm saying. But, again, like I said, you have that open invitation, man, and it's always going to be there.
Well, I appreciate that. And, OP is very, 7 years. I mean, it's hard to separate from that. So, yeah.
Well, guys, we are going to go ahead and we're going to step aside before qualifying starts. We're going to go ahead and play our national anthem and get everybody situated. But again, KR, Jimmy, thank you guys for this opportunity. And I just want to make our fans happy and the drivers happy that we give them a good broadcast.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to step aside, play our national anthem provided by our friends at Madison Rising. Hang tight. We will return in just a few minutes.
So kind. This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching MaxspeedTV.
All right, folks, we are back here at Daytona with the OP Monday Night Premiere Series presented by Buttkicker. Guys, we're going to have a great opening night tonight. Do appreciate everybody out there in chat already. Lorna Latrell, George Gibbs, Everett Grover, Stofus, KR out there in chat as well. Everett Grover, Brendan Kennedy, you guys out there chatting it up, so I do appreciate that. And while these guys are finishing up practice, we're going to go ahead and look at our weather and stuff here at Daytona tonight. A 6-mile-an-hour wind, 75-degree temperature, track temperature right now at 75 degrees, and partly cloudy skies as we are looking down at the lights of Daytona. So definitely going to be a cool night for these guys. Again, this is team racing. So we will get to that here in just a minute with our teams. We have the Checker Flag Motorsports guys. We've got Dale Cup Games, Fast Lane Racing, Fuel Sim Racing, Nerdy Sports, Nightmare Esports, No Presta, Team Bootnaka, Vendetta coming back, as well as the Wicked Race team. So it's good to have all of these drivers right now. We are looking at, looks like about 35 drivers in the session for tonight. Of course, we are using our new SDK overlays for MaxspeedTV, or at least I am for right now. But definitely thankful for the Nerditudes guys. Got in a partnership with them. Created these overlays that you are seeing on screen. So big shout out to Dustin, Logston, and for Peter DeBorja for getting this set up for me and getting me somewhat trained. There's still some stuff that I am learning, and I know KR has used this as well. So speaking of KR, he is up in the booth with me tonight. KR, appreciate you joining me up here in the booth here at Daytona for the opening night of OP Monday Night Premiere Series. Man, how you been doing?
Man, I'll tell you what, I've been doing just fine. I got told I was an honorary Hall of Fame member, and to me, that is absolutely the highest honor that a person participating in OP not on the track can get. And yeah, I got chills, man. So I'm tickled pink.
Well,
That's probably the best birthday present I've gotten all day today.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, awesome to have that accolade bestowed upon you, I should say. But man, awesome. Congratulations for that, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Steven, I hope someday that 7, 8, 9 years down the road, they do the same for you.
Well, we'll see what happens. Again, we're going to try to get through the season first. But also, happy birthday to you, KR. I heard it's your birthday today as well.
It just today. Tomorrow, no, not so much. Yesterday, not at all. But today, yes.
Well, happy birthday, buddy, and may you have many more, brother.
Everyone says may you have many more, but sometimes it's like, I don't know how many more I want.
Oh, well, these guys are done with practice, KR. They're going to get into qualifying, so we're going to hide that one, and we're going to bring up we're going to hide that one too. We're going to bring up our qualifying bar. Eventually, I'm going to remember where all these buttons are.
There's a lot of buttons, man. It's a lot of work. You got it.
Well, one thing I want to find out, and I wanted to ask you, even though we're live, maybe you can direct me in the right spot. I was wanting to bring up the teams, and I'm not seeing a teams button to where it brings up those guys and who's on what team.
That would be a separate image. that Peter hasn't given you yet. You must be above rookie broadcaster for Peter to initiate that mode with you. No, I kid, guys. Tonight, anything I say, don't take it serious. I am here for fun. I trash talk with the best of them, and I will take the best of trash talking. But no, every time I got teams, logos, graphics, all that stuff, it always came from Peter or someone else from OP.
Well, I actually have that now. I am getting all that information, so we'll be able to show that to the fans here in just a second while I'm working on that. So KR, we've been talking about the opening night. You know, we were running the Xfinity cars on Monday night. Now we are switched over to the trucks. What are you expecting, and what do you think you're going to see with these drivers and these trucks tonight?
I'll tell you, a lot of these drivers know how to work a super speedway track. That being said, it doesn't matter what vehicle it is. These guys will figure it out, and they will find the best way to take advantage of the situation presented to them. So whether it's the Xfinity car or whether it's I don't know how many cars I've seen on Monday nights, but the trucks, a couple of times it's been the trucks, as if memory serves me right, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think the cream will always rise to the top, and we're going to see, you know, the Sean McCarras, the Jeff Crosby Juniors, the no Pasta Vicente Guerrero, Italian Stallion himself. These guys are all going to be names that we're going to be talking about at the front.
Well, and it's guys we talk about on. Go ahead.
And the 88 of Gabe Butler, because I mean, you just can't keep that guy down.
Yeah, definitely. But you know, most of these guys we talk about them on Saturday nights as well. All these guys pretty much run Saturday nights. You know, it's nothing for them to help out new drivers. But you know, this is our guys that, like you said, this is the creme de la creme of OP racers.
It is, you know, Monday nights is an invite only, and you know, it's not hard to get invited here, but it is special to get invited here. And you know, that is what it is. You just have to kind of show, you know, your way around a super speedway, and you make a Monday night. And it's surprising how many people think that they can do this, and it just doesn't always work out. But I'll tell you what, tonight's going to be a special event. I mean, I for the first time in years am on MaxspeedTV, where I cut my teeth as a broadcaster. So hello, every MaxspeedTV fan. If you don't know who I am, I was here a while ago, but yeah, I am so glad to be here. Thank you, Steven, for letting me be here.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Anytime. But as our times are rolling in, speaking of Gabe Butler, he has taken that top spot, actually tied with the 26 of Hunter Reynolds with a 50.87. So that's going to come probably down to the millisecond.
Yeah, they timed that further than what our timing and scoring will show us. But heck yeah, Gabe Butler. Oh, and you know what? The Italian Stallion himself now has
wow, by a tenth or 100th of a second. Unbelievable.
Holy smokes.
But that's just the type of drivers we have here at OP, folks. I mean, you never know who is going to jump up to that spot. And right now, we still have drivers out on the track. Looks like most of them, I'm sitting here just going through. We'll try to get on a TV, but looks like most of them that are going to qualify has qualified, as we are done. Well, Vicente Guerrero is going to be your pole sitter, so let's bring Vicente up here. He is down here in No Presta, so we'll bring him up to the broadcast booth. Vicente, KR, and Steve up in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I sure do.
Man, awesome job. You've got the pole for tonight, man. What are you going to have to do?
I guess, can you guys just end the race now?
Just
I
call
win
it
the
good.
race? Yeah. Yeah, as long as I lead a lap and call it good, end it early.
Well, you
But
know,
I think I just need to stay up front, get some stage points, and hopefully, bring it home in victory lane.
There's nothing you can say to the Italian stallion. I mean, he's going to do what he wants. He's going to be out front, and he's got a shot at winning this race. So the no Presta team, shows up tonight.
Yeah, I hope we show up. It's the debut of the No Pasta, No Presta esports team, and hopefully we put on a show for you guys.
well,
I'll tell you what, Vicente, thank you very much, man, for continuing to be this and changing and evolving your team and making it into something that is very much you.
Thank you. I hope we evolve to be even better.
all right, Vicente. Good luck, buddy. We're going to get you back down to your team, and man, just have some fun out there tonight.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
All right, we got him back down to this team, KR. We're going to go ahead and get our grid up here. Again, starting in row 1, the number 14 on the pole, Vicente Guerrero. His outside will be the 88 of Gabe Butler. Starting row 2 on the inside, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And his outside will be the 24 of Everett Lane. Starting row number 3, the 85 of Adam Kilday. His outside will be the 19 of Zach Workman. Starting row number 4, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. His outside will be the 71 of Sean Macara. Starting row number 5, the 42 of Peter DeBorja. His outside will be the number 5 of Rick Sanchez. Starting row number 6 inside the 11 of Kenny Real. His outside, the 071 of Eric Laurie. Starting row number 7, the 47 of Richard Kuhn. His outside will be the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Starting row number 8, Jeff Crosby Jr. On his outside will be the 81 of Dustin Logston. Starting row number 9, the 53 of Mr. Dave Hunt. His outside, the one and only Bubba Winningham. Starting row number 10, David Overstreet, that 46 machine. His outside will be the 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Starting row number 11 will be Steve Rada. His outside, Jeff Crosby Sr. Row number 12 will be Shane Ward on the inside. His outside will be Adam Schramm. Starting row 13, Brian Wang there in the 05. His outside will be the 44 of Anthony English. Didn't think Anthony was going to race tonight. Starting row number 14, the number 1 of Josh Ball. His outside will be the 04 of Mark Mann. Row number 15, the 99 of Alex Gibbon. His outside will be the 82 of Daniel Harrington. Starting row number 16 will be the 16 of Nate Warren. The starting row number 17 will be the inside John Carrera. His outside Andy Brigante. And that is going to do it for our field as we come to the Geico start zone. Green flag in the air, folks. Here we go. Opening night here at OP Premier Series presented by Buttkicker. And we are off and going. Ooh, that was a mouthful, KR.
Now, I'll tell you what, you nailed it.
Oh, man, good so far. Good run there by Vicente getting out front. He got that 20, I believe that is 26, Hunter Reynolds right behind him. Going back through the field here, I'm hoping that, get our ticker on here. Been having some issues with iRacing, KR, not showing all my vehicles. Not sure even on the ticker bar. But yeah, so it's not showing all of my vehicles, even though we've got it set up to show all the cars.
I'll tell you what, if we couldn't curse technology, we would not be human.
Ain't that the truth?
I'm just glad it's happening to you, not me.
Look like we
I'm just here for the fun. You're here for the work.
It looked like the 81 of Dustin Logston may have scraped the wall as we were zoomed in there. I've seen some sparks flying. We're going to get on a chase just to see if he has anything. That is a pretty candy apple green truck. I'm sorry.
Which one?
Dustin Logston's Nerditudes.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that truck, it was a pretty truck, or is, and you know, the thoughts I had every time I saw it was about Bobby Labonte, early 2000s NASCAR champion and the Interstate Batteries paint scheme.
Yep.
That car was one of my favorites as a kid, and I saw the 81 with, I won't say it had anything to do with it, but it always was like, yeah, that's Bobby Labonte, that's my guy.
Right now we are, let me get the gridding off, we'll get our top 5 or top 10 up so you guys can see where everybody is at. Sente Guerrero still out front. Hunter Reynolds on the inside now in the second. Gabe Butler third. Adam Gilday in fourth. Everett Lane, by the way, no relation to me, KR, in case you were wondering.
I kind of was. Not gonna lie, kind of was.
No, we've had people ask us that, like, hey, are you guys related? Nope, no relation. Sente making a pretty aggressive move down in front of Hunter, but man, looking at front here, it's basically nose to tail.
Man, I'll tell you what, these trucks right now, these guys all putting on a good show for us. It's been a while since we have been in the trucks on a Monday night with OP, but like I said, the cream rises to the top. Look at who our leaders are. Hunter Reynolds, Vicente Cabrero, Adam Kilday, Gabe Butler. Oh my goodness, these guys all championship contenders each and every time they show up for a season.
Well, of course, some pretty aggressive moves, but you know, you've got to get that line where you're going to get the most speed. Now, I have noticed the last few times as we are back here 3 wide, that is the 16. I believe that is back here with Nate Warren as we're 3 rides, a couple rows deep, but now just on the bottom of the train of thought. I just seen action. I seen action. I was like, I got to go to it.
Oh, man, keep it up. You're doing just fine. Keep up the good work.
No, so
out loud. It's because I've been there. I've done
been
that.
there. No, my thought was, you know, running Talladega. I've noticed that third lane. I mean, it's sometimes they get the momentum out of the corner, but going into the corner, they're losing momentum, but it looks like tonight here at Daytona, that outside line is actually hanging in there pretty good.
Yeah, the outside line can be the dominant lane, but you have to be brave. You have to be someone that is willing to risk it for the biscuit, and that biscuit is the trophy at the end of the night.
Now that is the number 11 of Kenny Reel. Looks like he has some help with the 16 and 8 Warren still. But then you got, looks like Zach Workman. I couldn't tell who that was. Coming up behind him. Let me see. That's a Nerdy Sports. That's the 03. That's Steve Rada. And then Josh Ball coming up on that outside line.
Yeah, Josh Ball. No stranger to that third lane. He absolutely loves to take it high, wide, and handsome. I don't know if he's handsome, but ladies, he'll take your phone call.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get the number from me, guys, so you'll have to send him a DM or something.
Hey, I already said it. I'm here to be rotten, but I'm here for a good time.
Ooh, we got a car down on the apron. Unfortunately, not anywhere for them to go. I believe that is the 47, yes, of Richard Kuhn. Finally making his way back up onto the racing service. Now, them guys do not have to let him in. He has to enter the racing service safely. If that means losing spots, then that's just what happens. Going back.
Yeah, you don't ever want to lose spots, but I'll tell you what, we're only on, lap 9, 8, somewhere in there.
Yep.
If you got to lose spots to catch your breath, now's the time to do it because you still have 90 laps to gather it back in and get back up to the front.
Yeah, I'm still, like I said, I'm still having those issues because Lynn McNeese back here in 30th. But now it's inverted my field on my timing screen. I can't figure out why it's doing that. I have no idea what's going on with iRacing. But anyways, folks, we are lap 10 of 100. I didn't even ask. I think they have a stage break, don't they?
Yes, we will run to lap 25 and lap 50. So those are your 2 stage breaks, laps 25 and 50. So, you know, and each of these stages is going to have a pit stop. So, got to make sure you got that in there in your notes.
Yeah, I'll need to make sure of that. That's part of being unprepared as a broadcaster, folks. It happens, especially when
not unprepared. You just they're coming your way.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure. So lap 25, lap 50 will be our stage breaks. And you know, that does kind of help. But I tell you, what people like to see, what I like to see as well, KR, is those green flag pit stops. Just because it, you know, kind of spreads the field out a little bit too.
Absolutely. It lets you know who hit the pit stop perfectly, who practiced their pit stops, because I'll tell you what, I have seen these guys hit pit road. I have seen the best of them make mistakes, and I have seen the worst of them make all the correct moves. So it can go either way, but it comes down to preparation, how you practice, and you know what? That's why I always love green flag pit stops, because it would always change the dynamic of the race.
Absolutely. Well, Alex Green out there in chat, KR, sad to miss tonight, but good luck to everybody. You know, Alex, we miss you out here on the track. You know, we understand life happens.
Don't say that. He's just chasing a butterfly.
Chasing a butterfly.
You ever see him back up a trailer?
I have never seen him back up a trailer. Well, here we go. Speaking of pit stops, here comes our some of our leaders down pit road.
Gabe Butler on pit road along with Hunter Reynolds, Jimmy Reynolds, Adam Kilday, Sean McCarron, Zach Workman. All these guys hit pit lane.
I'm trying to get back to them here. Again, I don't know if it's something that I'm doing wrong, but we're going to figure it out eventually. But like you said, Sean McCarron is coming off a pit road. There goes Jeff Crosby Jr. Or is that senior? That's the 33. That is junior coming off a pit road. The 88 of Gabe Butler. Oh, 26. That is Hunter Reynolds. Looks like he got pushed up above the yellow line, so that's probably going to give him a black flag.
Yellow flag is out. Not sure what happened, but we do have a caution on the speedway.
Well, let's take a look here and see. As we get to our rewind, looked like it happened coming down pit road. Oh, right there outside of pit road. It was still on the track. We're going to get a rewind here. That was on Bubba Winningham. As we catch a rewind here, folks. Oh. Looked like Bubba Winningham got involved in that, as well as Andrew Schroeder. There's several people down on the apron as well and cutting grass. Let's see who else was involved, and that's what it was doing to me the other night too. So it was jumping from a camera angles. Well, that's going to bring out our first caution of the night, KR, and looked like it was some people may have had some miscues coming on a pit road. and guys out on the track getting caught up in it.
Yep. I mean, that's going to happen. It is a super speedway race. These guys have to slow it down from about 200 miles an hour down to 55. So green flag pit stops, like I said earlier, it separates those who are perfect for the night versus those who have made mistakes. However, the yellow flag really kind of covers up the ones who make a mistake. Everyone's going to get another shot at it.
Well, then they're coming off a pit road, little treacherous, especially when you're side by side. If you're not being situational awareness, kind of what happened to Hunter there, getting pushed up on the track prematurely. So they got to stay below that double yellow line, folks, before until they reach the commit cone, which is the blue cone at the end of turn number 2. Then they can enter the track. But if they come up above that yellow line prior to the commit cone, then they get a black flag.
I'll tell you what, that stupid blue cone.
I hate that blue cone.
I don't know if I have ever said anything about it, but I hate that cone.
I think that a lot of people do. I mean, I understand why they did it. They don't want the incidents like they've had in the past.
I never understood why they did it.
Well, it was all because of an incident that happened in NASCAR where a driver come out the pit straight out on the track and caused a big wreck. So,
you mean Kevin LePage in the 90s?
Yep.
Where iRacing didn't even exist?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So they put that in there.
F that blue cone.
Yeah. There's a lot of them that say that. But right now, Kenny Real is your leader. Josh Ball in second. Gabe Butler third. Jeff Crosby Jr. fourth. Sean McCara in fifth. Adam Kilday sixth. Brian Wang in seventh. Zach Fritch eighth. Jimmy Reynolds in ninth. And Eric Laurie rounding out your top 10. Now, Vicente did fall back to 11th. But I think they got caught on pit road as the caution came out. So I don't know if they were going to get that cleared or if they had to wait. So Everett Grover said he thinks it was 2008 or 2009 when the LePage incident happened.
I think you're about 10 years off.
Well, either that or you're just 10 years older. Which one is it?
It is my birthday, so it could be possible that it's both.
Well, again, guys, we are here at Daytona OP Premier Series opening night. And again, MaxspeedTV getting the nod to cover the Monday night. KR is up in the booth with me. Again, KR, appreciate all your years of service that you've done with OP and everything you've done. And again, I am thankful to have this opportunity to try to fill some big shoes.
Well, I'll tell you what, my shoe size is 9.5, so not that big. And you're doing fine.
Well, I couldn't fit in a pair of 9.5, so I guess we're safe there, buddy. I think my tennis shoe size are about 11s.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so that being said, if we're going to measure stuff, in high school, did you ever run track?
I did not run track, but I did play basketball.
Oh, you played basketball. Okay. See, that's why your shoe size is bigger. I ran track, you played basketball, so we're good.
Yeah. They always wanted me to run track because I was still fast, but I never did. Well, the pace truck does dive off. Yeah.
They've done hurdles.
I don't know about that. Well, green flag is back out, folks. We're back on the loud pedal once again. Lap 17 of 100. We are about, 8 laps away from the first stage. Josh Ball getting a good jump. Got Kenny Real on his inside. Jeff Crosby Jr. On the outside, and I believe that is Adam Kilday right there with them. course, down on the inside, you have Kenny Real, and then Josh Ball just dropped it down there. Gabe Butler, that is the 71 of Sean Makara. Here comes another line with the 42, Peter DeBorja, looking at the outside line by himself. I don't know if he'll be able to maintain the momentum, KR, with him being out there by himself, unless he's getting some good side drafting there.
I'll tell you what, every once in a while you'll see a truck, a car, whatever it is, get in the third lane all by themselves. But if you watch these cars, they will snake down the straightaways, and that third car all by itself, or I should say the third lane, the car in the third lane all by itself, will be able to pick up a draft, as we see Eric Laurie jump up to the outside lane. But that third lane, you can't ever give up on it. You can't ever count it out.
No, now he is falling back as Peter DeBorja drops down to that second line. Kind of leaves him hanging out to dry, but it looks like Eric's going to try to sneak in behind him, and he does. As we're back 3 wide right behind him, or 2 wide there. That's 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Was peeking out to that third lane, but now we got several trucks going back out there. I believe that is Peter DeBorja, Vicente Guerrero, and Eric Laurie looking out on that outside line. Ooh, big check up there with the 46 into the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. And that slowed down Adam Schramm, the 87. But we're looking right up here with Vicente and with Peter DeBorja. Getting a good run on that outside line. I think you got something going there, KR, with that third lane. Here comes Eric Laurie trying to make a run up on that outside. Now it looks like Hunter Reynolds back behind Mr. Laurie there, trying to get him pushed up to close that gap, maybe get that outside line a little more organized, get some trucks together, and maybe make a run on the front. Now that second lane, that is that is Jeff Crosby Jr., the 85 of Adam Kilday, the 12 of Zach Fritch, I believe is who that is. Had a good run on that second lane, and then Josh Ball jumps it right up in front of him, trying to get them to push him a little further out front. Kenny Real, Gabe Butler right behind him. And the 71 of Sean Makara trying to make that inside line a little bit faster. Again, these trucks, KR, do bump, draft, and draft really well, especially compared to the Xfinity cars. Oh, looks like KR may have stepped away for just a minute, folks. I do apologize about that. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight here on Monday night, MaxspeedTV, opening night of the OP Premier Series presented by Buttkicker. As we are rounding out lap 21, coming to lap 22. These guys are making their way. We're going to take a look back through the field here. And looking back here around Steve Rada and the 19 of Zach Workman, Andy Brigante, Doug Johnson, Alex Giffen. Mark Mann down on pit road. Bubba Winningham, Rick Sanchez still out here. And again, I'm still showing, y'all guys don't mind the ticker. They are not out of the race. We get back up to the front. I'm sure Anthony's out there watching, scratching his head as well. Oh, big wreck happening here, folks. Josh Ball involved. As we are looking at this wreck here, we're going to take this frame by frame. Let's get on a chase view here. That happened up there in the front. We're going to try to get this set back up here. if we can. I believe that was the first wreck. We're going to rewind this. Happened right there with Josh Ball and Gabe Butler. So let's get on a chase view. Let me find where Josh Ball's car is at. Looked like it might have been a bad push. Oh, Jeff Crosby Sr. or Jr. coming down. Maybe got a off-center push by Adam. That sent him down. Gabe Butler into the back of Josh Ball. Gets him spun around. The 71 of Sean McCarry involved. There's a 53 of Dave Hunt involved as well. We're going to try to see who else got caught up in this. That looks like the 87 of, let me see if I can find his number. That's Adam Schramm. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Ooh, David Overstreet hard to that inside wall as well. And the 15 of, that looks like that is Jeff Crosby Sr. involved in that. And the 39, I believe that is going to be, who is the 39? Shane Ward. He goes hard to the outside wall. Well, that's going to bring out our caution. The second caution of the night. Excuse me. Gotta get me a drink of water here real quick. Well, Kenny Real is going to be your leader. Vicente Guerrero in second. Hunter Reynolds in third. Peter DeBorja in fourth. Nate Warren rounding out your top five. Sitting here looking at some information here, folks. Give me just a second. KR, welcome back, sir.
Yeah. Had to dip out real quick with tonight's spontaneousness. I did have a few things scheduled that I had to deal with real quick, so thank you for covering for me.
No problem. We had another caution, kind of maybe a bad push out towards the front, took out our leaders, and well, they are back out here again. Several trucks involved, some hard hits. Eric Laurie or Shane Ward had a hard hit on the outside wall. David Overstreet with hard impact on the inside wall. But these guys are back out here and racing again. We kind of looked through our field a little bit, but on a personal note, you told me that your son had a good night out on the track the other night.
Yeah, this weekend, Saturday night, my boy, in his first full season, it was our first race for his first full season, hit the track, won his heat race without 0 hot laps, 0 practice, just kind of went out there in a brand new car that I worked all winter to build, and went out there and won his heat race, finished second in the feature, and I'm proud of him, But gosh, dang, why has he got to upstand me like that?
Well, it's now this is dirt track, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I ran some dirt track, and I'm going to tell you, that kid is going to be on cloud 9 for a while, but he needs to carry that momentum into the next race, just like these guys.
Yep, and you have to preach that you're only as good as your last race. So we'll see what we do this weekend, this Saturday night. But yeah, I'll tell you what, these guys, they don't race on Saturday night. They race on Monday night, and we're about to go green.
Yes, sir. The pace truck, I should say, will dive off and down into the safety of pit road once again. As we come to the Geico restart zone, the flag band's looking up and down the field. Green flag back out, folks, back on the loud pedal. That was the end of the stage. And yeah, I missed it.
Hey, I'm just here for the color commentary.
He's
You're the one that's gonna push all the buttons.
Yeah, and when the caution comes out, it doesn't tell me what lap we're on, so I just forgot to hit the stage winner button. And if I do it now, it's probably not going to pull it up. But, well, it will if I hide that, maybe. Looks like it's telling me Kenny Real, but I don't know for sure if he got it. We'll have to check that. Now, I'll keep my eye out as we are rounding through turns 3 and 4. Big wiggle there by that 19 of Zach Workman. Was able to maintain controls. These guys are getting back up to full speed now, KR. So far, I mean, only a couple cautions, really. Not a bad night.
Yeah, so far we got 2 yellow flags in this one. Is it 2 or 3? I think it's 2.
We've had 2.
All right, there we go. 2 yellow flags so far in this one. And Hunter Reynolds out in front of the outside lane. And I've been dying to say this, but the Ken Y Reel, number 11, leading the charge on the inside lane.
Yeah, just side-by-side racing right now, folks. Not a whole lot to really call. I mean, we just have to call what we could see. Again, I'm still having problems with iRacing loading up all the vehicles. Kenny Real up to the second line, gets a hard shot by Hunter Reynolds. Gabe Butler right on the back of Zach Workman. Now Zach Workman out front. They get loose. Good save by Workman and by Gabe.
Not over yet. Oh, maybe they're all going to settle down.
People did move up to let them back on the track. But Hunter Reynolds has jumped out to the front, looking for his first win of Monday night's season. So looking for that win tonight, just like everybody else behind him. So got to see what happens here, folks, as we're rounding through turns 1 and 2. Looking at my cameras, and I don't have a backstretch camera on this. Switch over to this camera right here. I know I like to use that TV follow because it gives me a wider picture, but these guys are rounding through the field once again. Hunter Reynolds, Kenny Real, Vicente Guerrero. Actually, Vicente is pushing up to second. Going to give Hunter a battle there. He takes the lap. So that's going to be another lap led for Mr. Vicente Guerrero, as you like to call him, Italian Stallion. I thought that was, oh man, I just totally lost his name. Sylvester Stallone. Well, Belva Felt's out there in chat, KR, wishing these guys are doing good. We're doing good up here in the booth. Myself and KR on the mics tonight. Again, KR, appreciate you hanging out with me tonight and everything and helping me call this race.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm just tickled to be here on this one.
kind of looking back here. Oh, back around Shane Ward, Brian Wayne, Andy Brigante, all single file back towards the back of the field now. Jimmy Reynolds is down 15 spots. I believe he was caught up in that last wreck as well. Rick Sanchez, Richard Kuhn, Adam Kilday back here, Eric Laurie, Lynn McNeese making a move to the outside line. And again, I don't know what is going on. Got Dave Hunt back here in at 28. Mark Mann, that black and red Wrangler truck, his normal truck. Dustin Logston back here in 26. We're back up on the front. Kenny Reels making a battle for position. We'll go ahead and get our get that pulled up. Battle for first right now. Kenny Reel, Vicente Guerrero, or John Guerrero making his way up towards the front with Vicente Guerrero. Say that fast 5 times.
Fast 5.
Oh. It's never a dull moment up in the booth, folks. I promise you.
Absolutely not.
Stephen Luttrell up 16 spots. But the big mover right now is John Guerrera. He is up 31 spots, KR, up here in second.
Yeah, John, a very capable driver here on Monday nights, and finds himself working his way forward. But, you know, he's from Canada, so it is what it is. Sooner or later, he's going to have to win. But he also opens the door for everyone. Says, come on through.
He has been known. I mean, he's not had some of the greatest nights, especially on Saturday night, KR, but he's doing quite well tonight. Like I said, he's our biggest mover right now. And then Doug Johnson, another guy that's not had the best of the last few nights, is up 29 spots. So definitely some movement going on within the field to get back up towards the front.
Yeah, Doug, a veteran with iRacing, been here for many, many years. This guy sitting up front can only mean that he knows where he wants to be, when he wants to be there. And right now, I'd say watch out for Doug Johnson.
Well, normally we do some picks, but the guy that I'm really watching for, of course, again, no relation, Everett Lane has really made an impression on.
Okay, hold on. I have to ask.
Yeah.
You keep saying no relation, but is it just because he's your brother and he's better than you?
No, actually, no relation. Our last names are Lane, but my brother tried his hand at high racing a while back, and
oh, trouble.
Uh-oh, I see it now. Let's see what happened there. That was on that yellow flag right there. Well, them guys slowed down. I don't know who that was on. Let's see if this will let me do it. Oh, that was the last wreck. Well, my incidents aren't working on SDK, so let's see if iRacing or well, one of these days I'm gonna get this replay figured out.
I'll tell you what, man, you're doing just fine. You're gonna get the. There's so much in this that has to go right. Kind of like winning a race here on OP on Monday night.
That happened with John Guerrero, and it do that, and it blinks out. That's John Guerrero. It looks like Josh Ball.
And I know we're watching a replay, but holy crap. Live, Jeff Crosby Jr. just spun out under yellow.
Oh, wow. Let's see if I can find Jeff Crosby Jr. here. Looking to see if he had any damage, but I'm not seeing much on his truck. He is back out off of pit road. I'm pretty sure we are back live. Yes, we are. These guys coming off of pit road, well, that's going to put Kenny Real back out to the front of the pack coming off of pit road. Excuse me. Vicente Guerrero in second, Hunter Reynolds third, Sean McCara fourth, Alex Giffen rounded out your top 10. And looking back to the field here, I'm trying to see Douglas Johnson. Looked like he might have got a piece of it as well, all the way back into 17th. So he was running up towards the front, and now he is back towards the middle of the pack. Trying to see, is Kenny on a team or is he an independent? No, he is on No Presta with Vicente Guerrero, Stephen Luttrell, Josh Ball, and Adam Schramm. Or as my wife would say to me, No Presta.
Yeah, no pasta. That team
No
is
pasta.
is absolutely. It's a team to look out for sure. But I'm just curious. You keep saying Kenny, but there's a Y. So
Yeah, Ken.
how come you're not saying
Kenny.
Ken Y?
Kenny. That's because in Oklahoma we pronounce that Kenny. Kenny is Kenny.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
Just like Kenny off of South Park. You killed Kenny.
Right. I've never understood why it's Ken Ken E when it's a Y. So why don't you say Ken Y?
I guess that's a Southern thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm not gonna say what the K stands for in my name, but questions do arise.
Probably Ken.
Oh, what?
Uh-huh.
Driving through a tunnel.
Oh, well, Ken Y or Ken E Real is your leader right now. Vicente Guerrero in second, Hunter Reynolds in third, Sean McCara in fourth, Alex Giffen back here in fifth, Zach Workman in sixth, Gabe Butler seventh, Nate Warren in eighth, Jeff Crosby Jr. ninth, and Steve Rada is rounding out your top 10. I almost called him Steve Ronda.
Like Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, I don't know why she's on my mind. I'm watching racing. I'm thinking about UFC or wrestling or something. I don't know.
I'll tell you what, racing ain't much different from UFC. You're in a fight for your life the entire time.
I agree. I've been out here with these guys, and it's not an easy feat to get around some of these guys. That's for sure. You are fighting for your life.
I'll tell you what, I do love the cartoon racing. I do love the cartoon broadcasting, but nothing beats doing it in real life. But if you can't do it in real life, don't think we're knocking you, because we're still here. We're still here to call the broadcast.
Absolutely.
By golly. I mean, I got race cars and I'm here, so that means I'm having fun in real life and in cartoon.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, come tomorrow night, he's going to be out in the garage tinkering with a race car. That always happens. The truck drives off down to the pace truck off down to the St. Pit Road, green flag back out, lap 40, 10 more before the next stage break. Kenny Real gets a good jump out on the lead right there with Hunter Reynolds right behind him, Vicente Guerrero. And it looks like Sean McCara out on that outside or second lane. I was looking back here, looked like I've seen some 3 wide action. That's Dustin Logston. the 03 of Steve Rada, but here comes Dustin Logston and the 42 of Peter DeBorja. Drop them back down into that second line as these guys are coming down the back stretch. The 33, that is Jeff Crosby Jr. Try to get up to that faster line. I think the second lane of KR is a little bit faster.
I'll tell you what, that second lane has its advantages, but the bottom lane is where these guys eventually want to end up. And now we're seeing the 71 of Sean McCarra try and make something happen. Looks like they're going to blend in back into the second lane. So 3 wide, not working just yet here in stage number 2.
Yeah, Dustin Logston is still out there trying to get something going with Peter DeBorja and the 03 of Steve Rada. Not getting a whole lot. Again, it looks like their momentum is dying going into the turn. They are peeking back down into that second lane. There goes the number 12. That is Zach Rich. The outside with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. Getting a pretty decent run. Dustin Logston back up to the top with Peter DeBorja right behind him. They are, I think if they could get those trucks a little tighter. Look at that run on the inside line, but here comes that 19 of Zach Workman to the outside. Kenny Reel into the middle in the second lane, getting a little bit of door bumping going on there. Kind of slowed the 19 of Zach Workman down just a little bit. Hunter Reynolds currently got the lead, but Kenny Reel battling him out right there. Get that battle for position back on Workman on the outside. Reel on the middle and Hunter Reynolds on the inside. Up front here, folks, it is 3 wide, 5 rows deep. Big wiggle from the 99 of Alex Gippen. Able to keep it clean, though. And the 14 of Vicente Guerrero pushing the 11 of Kenny Reel. Now here comes the 26 of Hunter Reynolds right on his bumper. Again, that's that third lane, KR, and I don't know if you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Just losing a little bit of momentum going into the corner.
Yeah, that third lane is very susceptible to momentum loss through the corners. The best lane to be in a corner is down along the yellow line. However, down the straightaways, the further out you get, the closer to the wall you are. It seems like the more momentum you have and the better you can be. So the ideal lap would be down the straightaways along the wall, and in the corners down along the yellow line.
That outside line got a heck of a run. 16 of Nate Warren and the 19 of Zach Workman working really well together right now, pushing all the way up to the front. Nate Warren is going to get this lap led, it looks like. He's going to be able to fend off Kenny Reel and the 12 of Zach Fritch. Now, points do matter here, folks, so they get bonus points for leading, I believe, leading a lap and for most laps led. There's that run from the outside there. Those 3 trucks on that outside, the 19, that is Zach Workman, the 12 of Zach Fritch, 33 of Crosby Jr., and the 71 of Sean McCarra. And like I said, I think if they could get those trucks just to tighten up just a little bit on that outside line and get them closer together, a little more organized, I think that outside line is actually the line to be in. Oh, we're wrecking. That is the 16.
Oh, from row 2 in the 3 wide battle, there they go around. Big time stack up.
We're going to get a live rewind here, folks, while we're watching this. That happened with the 16. That is, who is the 16 again? That is Nate Warren. Let's get on a chase view. And we're going to rewind this just a little bit to see what all caused that. Let me get my camera turned around here, backed up a little bit. As we see them coming through the tri-oval, right there, that was the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Oh, that looked like netcode, KR.
When you're that close, netcode don't count in my opinion. But you know,
nope,
the other thing you have to think about is the air. Like, these drivers are trying to drive on a razor blade for 100 laps. So it is what it is.
Hunter almost up and over. Josh Ball involved. There is the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Of course, the 16 of Nate Warren. The 82 of Daniel Harrington got a piece of it as well. Looks like Adam Schramm was able to make it through. Ooh, the 13 of Andy Brigante just flying in there. Got it locked down. Wasn't able to do much. Eric Laurie, Jimmy Reynolds. And I believe that is the 83 of Doug Johnson getting a piece of that as well. And Mr. Everett Lane backing it down, going down into the grass. Looks like Rick Sanchez may have made it out. Ooh, big hit on Vicente Guerrero up there with Doug Johnson trying to come back up on the track. As the 47 of Richard Kuhn loses control, trying to avoid all of it. Stephen Luttrell looks like he got a piece of it as well. These guys will be
Zach
down.
Workman. I do want to say Zach Workman has led everyone on to pit road. He is down and away. It looks like he is going to win the race off the pit lane.
We're looking at Zach right now. He is back in 10th spot. So Peter DeBorja does have that top spot right now. We are at lap 48, so that is probably going to be well, they'll probably do a one-lap shootout for the stage. I'm not exactly sure if they will do that or not, KR. You've done this a while.
No, if yellow flag coming out within 5 laps, that's the end.
That's going to be the end of the stage. So we'll have to go back and take a look to see who was in the lead at that time when the caution came out. And that's what I'm looking for right here. There's so much happened that it is not. I've got to get my buttons on my Stream Deck redone because it's not working for me like it should. Again, technical difficulties, like KR said, sometimes you just wish you could cuss out technology, but you can't really do that when you're on live broadcast.
I mean, I can, because it is what it is. I mean, it's MaxspeedTV, so what do I care?
Well, we still got to think about our viewers, KR.
Oh, absolutely, I will. I'm just saying
I know. Oh.
Man, I'll tell you what, you're doing just fine. I absolutely think that the torch is being passed to the next round, and you're going to do fine. You got this. You're doing a great job.
Well, again, it does help coming into the broadcast booth with experience out on these tracks, and also, I was a dirt track racer in real life myself, so I do have that experience, and had my own car for a little while, and it just got, even though it was a factory stock, it just got so expensive.
Yeah, racing is the best way to take a large fortune and turn it into a small one.
Yeah, right. Well, it was hard for me to get sponsors too, being a new driver, so. Well, here we go.
Here we go.
Yep, pace truck.
Go for it.
Pace truck down on the safety pit road once again. Green flag in the air, folks. Here we go. We are going to be at lap 50. And immediately throw out the caution. So they went ahead and did the caution for the stage. So Kenny Real will be your stage winner.
There was a huge crash mid-pack that helped bring out this yellow flag.
Well, let's take a look here and see. Well, of course it's not going to let me do it. That's where... That was the one where Jeff Crosby Jr. spun out under caution, but... Let's go ahead and... Well, we're going to go ahead and do this the hard way, KR. We're going to go ahead and do just a rewind here and get back to the start finish. And why is it doing that? And you said it was back towards the back of the pack?
Middle to back, yep.
Okay, let's go back here and see where that happened at. Oh, right there.
Checkup right there at the bottom of your screen.
Yep, that is the 47 of Richard Kuhn. Checking up for the 19 of Zach Workman, I believe is who that is. And gets rear-ended by the 03 of Steve Rod, of Dustin Logston, Dave Hunt. So that's what brought out that caution. So I don't think that Kenny Real did get that stage win. They probably would have called the stage at the last caution. I'd have to agree with you on that one, KR.
Yeah, so anytime we call something, ladies and gentlemen, just know we are doing the best we have with the information we got. And if it ends up being wrong later in the year, by golly, we did the best we could.
Well, if nothing else, guys, we will get you updated on the stage winners next week, because they will have that posted as well. And I will make sure to relay that information. Of course, KR, we're still, we're still early in the night, but we got to give a shout out to a couple of guys here real quick. Anthony English and Joshua Medlott both had some major surgeries, and Anthony was in here with us for a little while, but we're all still praying for those guys for a speedy recovery. And hope that they get better soon, because I know Josh was missing broadcasting a little bit, because he told me that the other day. But
yep, Josh was one of the first ones I ever got to work with in my broadcasting career. So when he had his stuff going down, it was a hold your breath moment, but he is still working at his recovery. So, Josh, we're here with you. And, man, I'll tell you what, Steven, Anthony, no stranger as well for this first-timer. But, man, unfortunately for him,
Yeah, I mean it was a shock to everybody when Anthony posted that he had the heart attack and was going to have the surgery. So, but we've said this before, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but iRacing, these leagues become such a close knit community. You become friends. You kind of become family because whatever happens to one happens to us all because we're so close, and it affects everybody in some way or another.
Yeah, it affects everybody, and it kind of makes you want to say things that you're not used to saying. You're gonna make mistakes because they come to you and they're saying, "Hey, this person died. This is this memorial race," and you're just like, "I am not prepared for this kind of thing." And to have Anthony English and Josh Medlock, we're not prepared for these things. So if we say something wrong or inappropriate or something you don't agree with, we're doing our best. We're feeling it from our heart. May not be the right thing to say, but we're still saying it. And we say it with good intention. Mm-hmm. We love these guys. We appreciate them. And we know that if all of a sudden they were no longer with us, we absolutely would hurt. And the fact that they're still here with us, man, I am so thrilled.
Well, it's a blessing. I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer here, but I lost a special lady in my life Saturday morning that was like another mother to me. And man, and Saturday when I woke up and got that text message, it just destroyed me. But life
you're not ready for it. You're never ready.
You're not. You're not. Well, KR, take this away, buddy. It's on you.
Oh, all right. Throw it to me in this situation. Here we go. The 11 of Kenway Real gets a great start. However, here comes the 24 of Everett Lane on the outside. He has some help from Rick Sanchez in the 5. Sanchez, one of those sleeper agents. Got to watch out for him because he's going to find a way to win this race.
Well, we got several of those sleeper agents out there. We're going to look at a couple of them here. One of them is that 04 of Mark Mann, known to come back from the very back like he is right now, or at least back towards the back, as he comes back in the street here. He don't get in no rush, but you can't count Mark out, just like that number 4 machine of Rick Seabrands.
I'll tell you what, each and every time you count out that 04 Rick Seabrands, you have made a mistake. However, he's not out here tonight.
He is not. I just noticed that. I thought he was, but...
So that means it's kind of a free-for-all. We're going to see who is the best here tonight. Everett Lane right now finds himself out in front with that 24 machine. Kenway Real finding himself hugging that inside line down along the yellow wire. Here we go. Oh, he's going to drift up. Big move. I didn't see that one happening.
I didn't either, and these guys are battling it out. That is the 99 of Alex Griffin taking over the lead, getting a push by the 71 of Sean McCara. But look on that outside. There is the 5 of Rick Sanchez. At the 88 of Gabe Butler trying to shield back up towards the front, along with the 33 of Jeff Crosby Jr. and the 85 of Adam Kilday. Again, KR, big shout out to Adam, inducted into the OP Hall of Fame tonight, voted on by the drivers as Rick does make a move back down that second line. Ooh, hang on to it, guys.
Into the wall.
That's going to collect Adam, the 16 of...
Nate Warren involved.
Nate Warren. Trying to get back here. At a bunch of trucks going down to the apron. Lynn McNeese, David Overstreet, Steve Rada, Doug Johnson getting a piece of it as well. Mark Mann somehow made it through that. Shane Ward was down on the apron, but was able to avoid a lot of it. Doesn't look like Hunter Reynolds got involved into that. Looking at,
I'll tell you what, that Chevy Silverado, if you're not careful, that Chevy Silverado will lead the most laps at a super speedway race.
well, there's a lot of them out there. I got to teach you Southern ebonics here, KR. We call them Silverados down here, like tornadoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Silverado. Well, that's a tornado.
That's a tornado. And I'm the idiot that goes out there and looks for them. Most people are running for shelter.
I'll tell you what. You can tell we're both in Tornado Alley because you said you're in Oklahoma. I'm in Missouri, but I am on the left side of Missouri. So,
so you're
we're
closer
here.
to Kansas City.
Yes, sir.
So my wife is from Manhattan, Kansas.
Oh.
And I am a huge Kansas State fan. I went to school there.
Well, that is very cool. Go Wildcats.
Yes, sir. Dave Overstreet does have quite a bit of damage. He's missing his left front fender here, KR.
You don't need it. It's
Nah.
fine. It's fine. You don't need it.
It's a Chevy Silverado, man.
I'll tell you what, these Chevrolets are powered by thunderstorms and tornadoes.
You see that too, huh? Oh.
And Peter DeBorja, it's all lowercase. By the way, if y'all want to talk to Peter, the best way to get a hold of him is call him Peter DeBorja with all lowercase.
He flip out, will he?
No, he prefers it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm showing Mark Mann. Looks like a lap down.
Mark Mann has been a lap down for quite a while. Batman himself is going to find a way to get back on the lead lap. Don't count him out just yet.
I think we're planning a trip up to Kansas in September to go watch the races.
I'll tell you what, my plan is to be there as well. It is about a 20-minute drive for myself to be at the Speedway. And already OP does have a plan to be at Kansas Speedway here in the winter, summer, spring, the fall race at Kansas Speedway. So I absolutely would love to meet everyone in person who I get to talk about.
Well, I know my wife's family still lives in Topeka, so we'll probably go up there. She probably won't go to the race with me because I don't know if she'd really like it. But, you know, you never know. She may.
I'll tell you what, she doesn't have to come watch the race. We got to get our wives in contact. We send them off shopping in the Legends at Kansas Speedway. And you and me, we have a cold brew. We hang out with the drivers of OP. And we get to watch the actual professionals race, crash into walls, no more, no less than what we see here tonight. It's going to be a good time.
It will be. We are planning it. Kenny Real actually out there in chat, and I don't know how he's doing it, but he is typing and driving at the same time. I cannot multitask like that.
Dude, I'll tell you what, every time I have to multitask, I end up in the wall, hospital, whatever it is. It's like, oh no, I made mistakes. You ever wake up in the hospital?
I have one time when I was riding bulls.
Right? And you go, oh no, I messed up.
I screwed up somewhere.
That
The
sucks.
first thing was
Been there,
going.
done that.
The
It's
first
like,
thing was
oh,
going to the
no.
rodeo. Well, here we
One
go.
time,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No. My story's not racing related.
Oh, well, here we go, folks. Pace truck will dive off down to pit road once again as we are at lap 59 of 100. The green flag is back out in the air. Back on the loud pedal. Sanchez getting that good jump. Getting around Kenny Reel. Kenny says he's been waiting on the interview. Well, we'll get you up here as soon as we can, buddy. Sanchez, now Kenny getting a good push by that 99 of Alex Giffen, but Sanchez out on the outside. That is the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder. It looks like the 70, the 77? Trying to see what that, oh, that's a 17 of Jimmy Reynolds out on that outside line.
Better watch out for that 17. He will find a way to win the race when you think he cannot do it.
Sanchez does drop it down in front of that 11 of Kenny Reel. That leaves Gabe Butler and Andrew Schroeder out on that outside. Looks like Lorna Luttrell says the Luttrell clan is from the Kansas City area as well, KR.
Oh, well, absolutely. Come on by.
And
I'll tell you what. Yelp just rated Kansas City as the 3rd best barbecue joint. And I have a knife that says we're first.
we'll have a hard time beating my barbecue, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, my knife says otherwise.
Well, we're looking at Stephen Luttrell right now, part of that Luttrell clan that Lorna was talking about, currently in 10th spot. Good night for Stephen. 19 of Zach Workman does jump out to that outside line in front of the 26 at Hunter Reynolds. And Lorna's saying that they love the Tornadoes too, so.
I'll tell you what, I will never forget. There was, I want to say it was about 2018, 2017. Sirens were going off around my house, and I was like, it's no big deal. Sirens always go off around here. You do whatever. And the next morning, a house 1 block away, I kid you not, 1 block away, the house 1 block away, caught a picture of a funnel cloud at night where we were. And I literally was like, I was standing outside going, there's nothing here. Nothing here. We're good. We're good. And the next day to see a funnel cloud captured by a house 1 block away. I'll tell you what, that's when I went, yep, I'm totally from the Midwest.
Yeah, I used to go out chasing those things when I was younger, and of course, when I worked law enforcement, we'd always have to go out when the storms roll in. Oh, we're wrecking back in the back. That's Douglas Johnson. We're on Doug right now. We're going to go ahead and get on this chase view, and we're going to do a rewind here. Kind of see what happened. Looks like Crosby Sr. got a little out of whack there, but that didn't really affect anything. Right there, contact between Johnson and Crosby Sr. Able to maintain. Oh, Crosby Sr. coming down a little bit on Doug Johnson as it got him turned sideways and dug hard into the wall. Yeah, this just looked like Crosby come down just a little too far and caught Douglas on that right rear quarter panel. A lot of damage to Doug's truck. Everett Grover said that he got a little error on that one. I think he was trying to get his private pilot's license there, KR.
I mean, I'll tell you what, every once in a while, these race cars turn into airplanes, and air traffic control says that's not allowed. You need to ground it as fast as possible. They hit the ground, and then all chaos breaks out.
Wasn't cleared to land. Well, you know what? He begged for it, KR, so we're going to do this. We're going to bring
Do it.
Mr. Kenny Real up here into the booth. Kenny, Steve, and KR up in the booth. Buddy, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
You know, you're begging for an interview, brother. Here we go. How you doing out there, man?
I'm good. I'm having fun. Swerving in and out of lanes. How are you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad. Just trying to call this race. Again, KR up here in the booth with me and helping me out, trying to get accustomed to Monday night from being out on the track to up in the booth. But we're making it. So how's the track? How's the trucks feel out there?
The track's pretty good. It's a really cool track. So the bottom lane pretty much surges. You get hot really quick. These trucks are really hard to cool down when they get hot. So just trying to do the best to keep each lane cycled. And other than that, it's pretty good. And I got quite a few wrecks now going on. Early racing was pretty fun, but hopefully we can get to a green flag stop here and spread the field out a little bit.
All right. Well, man, good luck. You're doing well tonight up into second. Just keep it clean.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. All right. Well, I didn't know if you wanted to. I guess I could have let you say something to him, KR, and I just.
It's fine. It's fine. 'Cause, no, it's your show. I'm just here. You give me an opening, I'll take it. But it's whatever, man.
Well, Peter is dropping back down to pit road, and Kenny Real is going to be your leader. Gabe Butler going to be in second. Rick Sanchez in third. Andrew Schroeder fourth. Jimmy Reynolds rounding out your top five as we see Gabe.
I do want to say.
Yeah.
All right. You know you have made it when a driver puts all of your social media posts on their race car and then they crash out in lap one. That's how you know you made it.
Oh.
Yep, that's what you have to look forward to with this group. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying you're the next star. Get ready.
Get ready. It's going to happen. Oh, man. Well, guys, we are rounding it down. We are at lap 66, and my eyes just started burning for some reason. So I'm sitting
Don't quit on me now.
No, I just trying to focus, and my eyes start watering and start burning. Oh, but yeah, we are at lap 66, folks. As we come to, this is I think our sixth caution. Fifth or sixth caution of the night. Seventh caution of the night. Why is that stage winner still showing? Get off of there.
I'll tell you what, I have to disappear for a few moments.
You do what you got to do.
Yep. Check your visual cues. I'll be right back.
All right, well, here we go, folks. Pace truck will dive off down to pit road once again. Almost took the front of Kenny Real's car or truck off, but green flag is back in the air. Here we go, folks. Lap 66 of 100. Be starting lap 67 when they cross the line. Gabe Butler to the outside with Andrew Schroeder. Zach Workman dropping down to the inside line in front of Jimmy Reynolds, trying to get that 4-truck team going there. Kind of left Gabe Butler out on that outside line, but they do have trucks coming up behind them, folks. We look at a little bit different view. That's the 71 of Sean McCara, and I believe that is the 12 of Zach Fritch, Stephen Luttrell, and Vicente Guerrero, all on the outside line. But Kenny Real right now getting pushed by the 5 of Rick Sanchez. Coming through the tri-oval once again, but Gabe Butler going to be your leader right now, coming across the line, going to lead a lap here with Andrew Schroeder in tow. And the 71 of Sean McCara. Braden out there likes the new overlay system. I appreciate it. Again, I got to give a big shout out to the guys at Nerditudes. Got into a partnership with them. They hooked me up with the overlays, and Dustin, Logston, and Peter DeBorja both have been just amazing help getting me used to it, getting me the stuff that I need, and making sure you guys are informed. We're going to hide that for a minute. We're going to go ahead and look at our weather right now. We are still at 6 mile an hour, 75-degree air temp, partly cloudy here at Daytona with a 75-degree track temp, so not real hot out there on the track tonight as we get to battle for position. Real on the second lane, Sanchez on the inside line with Zach Workman and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, and then on the outside of them is the 11 of Kenny Real, the 88 of Gabe Butler, or 48 of Andrew Schroeder. Going to kind of look back through the field here. Douglas Johnson back here in 25th. Brian Wayne, Josh Ball back here as well. 30 to 59 of John Guerrera. Showing the 88 on his truck. He's going to have to get that fixed, but that is Mr. John Guerrera right there. As we get back out here, Lynn McNeese to his outside. There is Mr. David Overstreet. Nate Warren back here as well. Mark Mann, Jeff Crosby Jr., Senior, Shane Ward. Now back up to the front here, folks. Kenny Real trying to make that truck 2 lanes wide. He tries to take the air off of Gabe, but Gabe and Andrew got the run on the outside, along with the 71 of Sean McCara. Now Sanchez is getting right on the bumper of Kenny Real as they're coming around turns 3 and 4, coming through the last turn here to the front stretch of tri-oval. We're going to have a wreck here, folks. Oh, the 03, that is Steve Rada, was up on his side. The 13 of Andy Brigante getting a piece of it, looked like, as these guys are trying to shut it down. Get a rewind here, folks, so we can see what happened. It was on Steve Rada, so we're going to take a chase view here and see what transpired. It happened right in front of him. Stephen Luttrell looked like got the 12 of Zach Fritch a little bit loose. Checked up. Well, that caused Steve Rada to go down into the 99 of Alex Giffen. Vicente Guerrero, nowhere for him to go as he comes up and gets T-boned by Richard Kuhn. And up and on his side, almost on his lid. There's Andy Brigante getting a piece of that, as well as the 47 of Richard Kuhn, hard into the outside wall. Now Peter DeBorja dropping down to the grass. We had several cars going down to the pits. I'm trying to see, that was Alex Giffen, Dave Hunt. And Stephen Luttrell. Unfortunately, that brings out our 8th caution of the night. Let's see. Mark Mann is making his way back around. He should be back on the lead lap. Again, guys, I do apologize about the ticker showing cars that are out that's not out. Shane Ward is coming off a pit road. Mark Mann will probably be making his way down pit road. And we'll try to get Mark up into the booth here in just a second. We'll wait for him to get done with his pit stop, and then we'll bring Mark up to the booth. Have a little chit-chat with Mark Mann. Let's see how he's feeling out on the track and what he's seeing. Hey, Mr. Mark, Steve up in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Steve? I'm doing all right now.
Man, got a little bit rough there for a little bit. Well, you're back on the lead lap now, so that's a positive thing.
Yeah, you know, I had just had that fluke. My engine expired as I was pushing Richard there. It just touched the red and blew up on me, and I went 3 laps down, and now I'm going to be on the lead lap.
Well, you know, these trucks usually draft pretty well, but like you said, just one of the fluke things where it got in the red for just a split second and popped on you.
Dude, I mean, it happened very quickly, and I was not able to get to the pits, so I had to tow. And I've been fortunate to get the lap back, but I don't have a quick repair left, so it's going to be a risk either way. You know, whatever happens, happens. But got to get up in the mix, get late in this race, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, man, it's definitely good to see you out there on the track, man. And of course, you know, Monday night, I guess you say our premiere night for MaxspeedTV broadcasting your guys' race. And KR has been up in the booth with me, kind of helping me out and helping me call this race. So
awesome.
Kind of a cool night. Of course, you know, Hall of Fame inductees, and with Adam Kilday getting the nod and getting inducted into the OP Hall of Fame. And then, of course, KR is an honorary inductee of the OP Hall of Fame now. So awesome for those guys. Well, man, we're not going to keep you any longer, brother. You go and do your Mark Mann thing and hopefully get that win tonight.
I got 25 laps to do it. We'll see what happens. You know, the odds are kind of stacked against me without a quick repair, but we'll see. Hopefully I'm talking to you at the end.
All right, brother. Well, enjoy, man, and be safe. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bro.
All right, so we heard from Mr. Mark Mann there. These guys are lap 74 as we get back up to the front. Kenny Real still your leader. Rick Sanchez in second. Gabe Butler third. Zach Workman fourth. Adam Kilday rounding out your top 5. Brian Wayne in 6th. Andrew Schroeder 7th. Hunter Reynolds in 8th. Sean McCard 9th. And Zach Fritch rounding out your top 10. Well, here we go. Truck is going to drop off down to the safety of pit road once again as we come to the green flag here. It will be lap 75 at the line. Green flag back out on the loud pedal once again. Rick Sanchez, I should say, getting a good jump on that outside, but Kenny Reel's got that help with looks like the 88 of Gabe Butler and the 85 of Adam Kilday. And then right behind them is the 05 of Brian Wayne. Gabe jumping up to the high side in front of Sanchez. Well, Adam Kilday is going to come up and give Kenny Real a good shot. And trying to get him pushed back up to the front there. As Gabe just edges out Kenny in that on that second lane. Again, folks, do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. I know it's not a typical Monday night for MaxspeedTV, but it will be for a while now, as we have taken the reins on the broadcast for OP Monday Night Premiere Series presented by Buttkicker. As we see some guys getting a little bit down on that apron, still have to be careful. Even with the cooler track temperatures, they don't want to be caught down there going through the corner, because that will spin them out. As we are watching this battle right here for the lead with Gabe Butler and Kenny Real. Kenny on the inside in the 11, Gabe on the outside in the 88. 85 of Adam Kilday, the 05 of Brian Wayne, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, and the 12 of Zach Fritch on that low line. Gabe Butler, Rick Sanchez, Zach Workman, Andrew Schroeder, Sean McCara all on that third lane. Ooh, a little bit of a wobble there. Looks like the 42 of Peter DeBorja trying to make a run on the outside with the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, and the 6 of Bubba Winningham right there, opting to stay in that second line. As we get back up towards the front, Kenny Real still battling it with Gabe Butler with that 88 machine. Adam Kilday giving Kenny a good push there. Again, they're having to watch the temperatures on the trucks to keep them from blowing engines. Well, looking on that third lane, that is the 19 of Zach Workman, the 42 of Peter DeBorja, and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. They push Zach out towards the front and around that lead pack, as he does drop it down to that lower line. Well, here comes Peter DeBorja, kind of leaving Jimmy hanging out to dry there, as we see Jimmy Reynolds starting to fall back just a little bit. But he's going to have some help coming up behind him with the 13 of Andy Brigante, as well as the 99 of Alex Giffen. They are 3 wide right here. That's Jeff Crosby Jr. in the 33 and the 81 of Dustin Logston. Ooh, Jeff down to the inside line. Really tight spot for him to try to get into, but he did. Right in front of Dustin. Well, Peter DeBorja is going to be your leader. Gabe Butler right behind him. Rick Sanchez behind him with Andrew Schroeder. There's the 19 of Zach Workman taking the lead with Kenny Real right behind him, pushing him. And then there is the 85 of Adam Kilday. Workman drops up to the second line. It's going to close the door with Kenny coming down on the inside line. Peter DeBorja is pushing the 19 of Zach Workman. 85 right on the bumper of the 11 of Kenny Real. With 22 laps to go, folks. Let's look at our pit strategy here. Turn off the battle position real quick. Looks like Workman, Real, DeBorja, Kilday been out here 13, 14 laps since the last caution. Not sure what their fuel percentages are, as Zach Workman does get pushed out and around Kenny Real. Here comes Kenny right behind him. Going to give him a good shove through the corner. Peter DeBorja on the outside with Rick Sanchez, the 48 of Andrew Schroeder, the 71 of Sean McCara. On the inside, the 19 of Zach Workman, 11 of Kenny Real, 85 of Adam Kilday, the 05 of Brian Wayne, the 88 of Gabe Butler. Kenny looking to the outside, Kilday going with him. What a run that these guys are getting. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorja. Kenny does drop it down to that slow line. Zach Workman right on his bumper, and the 42 of Peter DeBorja right on the bumper of the 85 of Adam Kilday, as we are 20 to go. John Guerrera back here in 23rd. Daniel Harrington back here as well. Looking at Lynn McNeese, he is in 32nd. The 47 of Richard Kuhn out there as well. That is the 24 of Everett Lane. Shane Ward is a lap down, or at least one lap down. Douglas Johnson looks like he may have called it a night down on pit road. And getting back up towards the front, Zach Workman, your leader. And Kenny Reel to the outside. Adam Kilday right behind him. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorja. Of course, on the inside, you've got Workman. That is Wang. That is Butler. Jimmy Reynolds, Rick Sanchez, all on that lower line. $18 laps to go. Good battle going on up front here between Kenny Reel and Zach Workman. As Kenny does drop it down, but that's going to give the run to the 85 of Adam Kilday and the 42 of Peter DeBorja. Well, here comes the 71 of Sean McCara and the 6 of Bubba Winningham. Of Bubba Winningham coming up on that second lane. $17 to go. I would venture to say we're going to have a green flag pit stop at some point. I don't think they can make the distance even after their pit stops after that last caution. Oh, we got a truck diving down to the apron. Oh, that was the 83 of Douglas Johnson getting out of the way as we get back up to the front. Adam Kilday out front of Kenny Reel right now. Peter DeBorja in third on that outside line with the 71 of Sean McCara, the 6 of Bubba Winningham, the 16 of Nate Warren. 16 to go, folks. We are winding this down. Looking to be an exciting finish here as Kilday and Reel getting a good run. Kenny looking to the outside in front of Peter DeBorja. Peter's going to get right behind him and give him a hard shove as the 19 shoves the 85 of Adam Kilday. Again, that inside line like KR was talking about as you get later in the race is the place to be. As we see these guys coming through the tri-oval once again. Crossing the line, it'll be 15 to go. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Only got 6 likes. If you haven't hit that like button, folks, please hit that like button for me. Also, if you're new, again, to MaxspeedTV, be sure you hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell icon to be notified every time we go live. Now, we won't be live again until Saturday when we will broadcast the OP Unlimited series right here on MaxspeedTV. So tune in this weekend for some good Xfinity car racing. As we come around turn number 4, and it will be 14 to go at the line. Adam Kilday is going to lead that lap. Kenny Reel to his outside. The 19 of Zach Workman on the inside, the 42 on his outside. The 05, Brian Wang right there in the inside, and the 71 of Sean McCarr to his outside. Gabe Butler back here in 7th. Jimmy Reynolds in 9th now. Bubba Winningham trying to make a run with Vicente Guerrero on that second lane with the 1 of Josh Ball. And the 87 of Adam Schramm as well. But back up to the front. Now there comes our green flag pit stops. Adam Kilday will be leading that crew down pit road. Gabe Butler That is the 05 of Brian Wayne, Jimmy Reynolds, Rick Sanchez, Hunter Reynolds, Zach Fritch, Jeff Crosby Jr., Everett Lane, Eric Laurie, Richard Kuhn, David Overstreet, missing his pit box. Andy Brigante coming down, Mark Mann coming down pit road as well, or coming off of pit road now. Splash of fuel and they're gone. Well, that's going to spread out the field with this green flag pit stop. Now Kenny Real has been out here, probably going to be pitting this time. And yes, he is. He's going to bring this next group in to pit road. Ooh, Kenny locking it up out on the grass. That's Kenny Real, Peter DeBorja, Zach Workman, Vicente Guerrero. That is Adam Schramm, Steve McCarr, Dustin Logston, Dave Hunt, Bubba Winningham. Ooh, Dustin Logston cutting the grass. Jeff Crosby Sr., Josh Ball, Daniel Harrington, Lynn McNeese. As we look back out here, Adam Kilday is coming around. So they will be passing those guys coming off of the pits. These guys are up to speed. 12 laps to go as we have something going on down here off of pit road. That is Sean McCara. Looks like the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 84 of Lynn McNeese. Kenny Real still out front, but here comes Adam Kilday and crew to the outside. Got up, they are up to speed and getting around them. So Adam Kilday is going to be your new leader. Gabe Butler to his outside, door to door, coming to the start finish line. Gabe Butler's going to get that lap. Ooh, big move, big wiggle back here. That was with this 26 of Hunter Reynolds. I think the 13 of Andy Brigante may have got a little close to each other. But there goes Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez. That is the 04 of Mark Mann. But Kenny Real, here they come back around. Oh, Kenny getting a little sideways. Vicente Guerrero, Kenny Real up into the wall. No yellow. The one of Josh Ball into the side of Kenny Real. Still no yellow. That killed the momentum of Kenny Real. The 14 of Vicente Guerrero. Caution does come out now. They threw the caution right there. Well, that was, I believe that all because of what happened back here. Seeing if anybody actually got turned around. Doesn't look like it. But caution did come out. Could be iRacing cautions at this point. We are 10 to go. Adam Kilday is going to be your leader. Gabe Butler in second. Brian Wayne in third. Mark Mann in fourth. Actually, Mark Mann is falling back. He is in fifth. Zach Fritch in sixth. Josh Ball in seventh. Nate Warren in eighth. Hunter Reynolds in ninth. And Zach Workman rounding out your top 10. Josh Ball is coming down pit road. As well as the 11, that is Kenny Real, Vicente Guerrero, Steve Rada. All these guys are coming down pit road, probably going to have a little bit of damage. So we're going to try to get as much as they can get fixed. As we got more drivers coming down pit road. That's the 81 of Dustin Logston, the 71 of Sean McCarr, and the 071 of Eric Laurie. Well, while we are under caution, folks, we're going to pay a bill or two here. Of course, OP Premier Series Monday night is presented by Buttkicker, so we will pay a bill or two, and we will be right back. We are back. Lights on the pace truck are still on. We are rounding it down. We are at lap 92, it looks like. Again, folks, don't forget, Saturday night, oh, what happened? Saturday night, we will be back live right here on MaxspeedTV for the OP Saturday Night Unlimited Series. And I'm trying to see, I think they will be at, let me look at their schedule here real quick. They will be at Bumpy Road Daytona at Daytona 08. On the 17th of May, so next week, next Saturday, right here on MaxspeedTV. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in, watching tonight. Again, big shout out to the guys at Nerditudes for the overlays, and congratulations to Mike out there, Fish on Adventures, and that would be Mr. Mike Edgerton tuning in. Had to work late, but I understand, brother. No worries here. Well, here we go, folks. We are coming around turns 3 and 4. We get to the restart zone. As you can see, the trucks in the backfield, they're coming around turn 4. You're looking down from the flag stand. When they hit that restart zone, the flagman will wave the flag if everybody is in their spots. Here goes truck. Lights are off. Truck will dive down to pit road. Lap 93. We will be at 6 to go when we cross the line. Green flag back out here, folks. Here we go. Finishing the race up. Hopefully, these guys will finish this as we are, 7 to go. Math is hard. Adam Kilday out front. Brian Wang in second. Gabe Butler to the outside with the 5 of Rick Sanchez. The 12 of Zach Fritch. And the 17 or the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Inside is the 85 of Adam Kilday, your leader right now. 05 of Brian Wang. 04 of Mark Mann. The 16 of Nate Warren. And here comes the 87 of Adam Schramm. Trying to make a run on that inside line as they are touching into the corners. It gets, looked like that was Gabe Butler a little bit out of sorts. And we're wrecking back here. That's the 42. No flag just yet. That was the 42 of Peter DeBorja. Still, yep, there is the yellow flag right there, folks. Looks like Kenny Real may have gotten a piece of that as well. We're going to take a look here and see. We are on Kenny. Kenny blinked out. Well, let's see if uh-oh. Again, I'm having some technical difficulties once again. Trying to see. I'm looking to see where the flag came out. We got cars disappearing and everything else, folks, so it's not going to let me get a good view of what happened. We are back on the front, on the leaders with 5 to go. Here we go, folks. We are 4 laps to go. Adam Kilday, Brian Wayne, Gabe Butler, Mark Mann as the 39 of Shane Ward is getting the lucky dog. Rick Sanchez rounding out your top 5. Fritch, Warren, Reynolds, Schramm, Workman, your top 10. Sean McCarr is down on pit road with a lot of damage. Vicente Guerrero down on pit road as well as Dave Hunt. Trying to look through the field here. This Kenny Real is trying to get caught back up with the pack. Again, Sean McCarr down on pit road. Vicente Guerrero, Dave Hunt. And Shane Ward is coming off of pit road. Lights on the pace truck go out. So this will be a GWC attempt. These drivers are trying to make up some time here. They should have enough fuel because they probably... Yeah, they've been out here 12, 13 laps for the leaders. So they should have enough fuel to make this GWC. As they come down the backstretch, folks, we will do our after the race. We will do our MaxspeedTV post-race interviews with your top 3. Right now, Adam Kilday, Brian Wang, and Mark Mann is setting in those top 3 spots. These guys come around turn number 4. We get to our restart cam. They will come down. The pace truck will dive off down to pit road, hopefully for the last time. Again, if they make it to the white flag, then whatever happens after that is going to happen. Well, here we go in the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air once again on the loud pedal. These trucks are roaring through the tri-oval, going to turn into 1 and 2. With 2 laps to go, they got to make it around one more time to get to the white flag. Is Andrew Schroeder right there getting a little bit squirrely. Here comes the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, going to be right behind him. They're going to go to the outside. Jimmy's going to go to the outside, but nobody goes with him, so he's going to lose a little bit of spots. Brian Wang, your leader. Here comes Mark Mann to the outside with the 12 of Zach Fritsch. 85 of Adam Kilday. Gabe Butler on the inside. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds right behind Fritsch. As they come to the tri-oval, the white flag will be in the air when they cross the line. It will be 1 to go. White flag in the air, folks. Here we go. Whatever happens, going to happen now. Brian Wang, your leader. Mark Mann to the outside. We are going 3 wide back here with the 87, but didn't last very long. That was Adam Schramm. Good push by Kilday on the 05 of Brian Wang. Rick Sanchez back there behind the 88 of Gabe Butler. Adam Kilday, Zach Fritsch. We're wrecking behind them. That was Hunter Reynolds getting sideways. 85 in front of Mark Mann. Here we go. 3 wide. The 05 of Brian Wang gets loose. Coming to the line. Ooh, big bump there by Adam Kilday. Looks like it's going to be Brian Wang. Ooh, Adam Kilday, Gabe Butler. That is going to be close, folks. Let me get on the chase view here. And we are going to rewind that. But it looks like it's going to be Brian Wang, Adam Kilday, and Gabe Butler. Good finish. Mark Mann in 4th. Rick Sanchez in 5th. Well, there goes Adam Kilday to the outside. As they are coming to the line, Gabe Butler gets a shot there. Gets Adam a little bit loose. Mark Mann goes to the outside, but we are going to have to look closely. Netsby. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't Rick that got the win. That was Brian Wang in the 05 that got the win. And I'm looking at what happens here for 3rd. Yep, that's going to be the 05 of Brian Wang, Adam Kilday in 2nd, and Gabe Butler rounding out your top 3. Well, hang tight, folks. We're going to get our top 3 up here for the MaxspeedTV post-race interview. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with our top 3, and we will get our third place finisher down here. That will be Mr. Gabe Butler. Give me just a second to get him into the room. Gabe, awesome finish. I mean, it had quite a few cautions. Opening night, I think maybe had something to do with maybe some opening night jitters. But overall, good race by you guys. Heck of a finish. You were getting pushed by Rick Sanchez pretty hard, but you were right there behind Brian trying to get him out to the front, which you did. But awesome job, buddy. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, the race is a lot of fun. Like you said, opening night, stuff tends to happen, which it's been like that since I've been in the league, but it gets better as it goes along. But yeah, I mean, tough race. It's fun racing these trucks here at Daytona. But I was just telling Adam and Brian there that these things don't want to cool down anymore, man. It's crazy. I mean, I'm fourth in line at one point, and my oil is like just on fire. So I'm not sure what iRacing's done, or if it's been like that a few weeks or whatever. I hadn't noticed it that bad before.
Well, I think Mark Mann had a little bit of issue. He said that thing got into the red, and it just as soon as it hit red, it popped on him. So it may be an iRacing thing with the last updates that they did may have affected these trucks a little bit, but definitely a lot better as far as bump drafting compared to the Xfinity cars.
Oh yeah, you can knock the hell out of each other in these trucks. You really can. Anything is though, if it stays green and you get a lot of hard racing, it becomes kind of a roadblock. You kind of really don't go anywhere. So with the temperatures getting hotter in the trucks, you really have to time your pushes, especially on the third lane there. So you can actually really make that third lane work if you time your pushes right. If the guys get up front and they're not rotating to keep your pusher cool, then you can move that third line forward. But yeah, it was fun though. I enjoyed it.
Well, let's talk a little bit real quick about that third lane. One thing we were noticing that if you guys are stay together, that third lane, like you said, it runs pretty good. But if there's separation, it's like you guys will lose momentum going into the corner.
Yeah, going into the corner, that's where you'd normally try to cool, though. I mean, at least that's where I try to cool the truck, is like push a guy off into the corner, especially if I'm on the bottom. So, I mean, like again, going back to the temperatures, the truck gets so hot so quick, and if you're not really pinching down on that middle lane, it's impossible for your pusher on the third lane to cool his truck. So maybe that's what was going on up there. Everybody was getting hot.
It could have been. Well, awesome job. You almost edged out the newest Hall of Famer with Adam for that P2 spot. But, man, you finished third. Good points night for you, buddy. Awesome race to watch and call. Glad to be able to bring your guys' races out to our viewers for MaxspeedTV. But any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate, brother?
Yeah, big shout out to Brian there for the win, and Adam getting elected to the Hall of Fame, and of course yourself up there in the booth, Steven. MaxspeedTV, welcome aboard. Everybody at OP and all the admins, tough job, thankless job, and of course Team Buttkicker. We gave it a good old shot tonight with Jimmy, Hunter, Eric, and Everett riding with us tonight. So looking forward to next week.
All right, brother. We'll go celebrate. We're going to get you down to the the campfire, and y'all guys do what you got to do.
All right, brother. Have a good one, Steve.
All right. Well, that's going to bring us to our second place finisher, and we'll try to get a better view of his truck if we can. But that will be the 85. Let me get him down here. It'll be the 85 and the newest inductee to the Hall of Fame, Adam Kilday. Awesome job, buddy, man. Heck of a finish by you guys, but that's nothing that is not expected with this group.
Yeah, I mean, probably looking back at the end, I probably should have maybe started in front of my teammate, but I had it in my mind that maybe the bottom was safer to restart in, just because I've seen numerous times where at the end of these races with the green-white checkers, the when the third lane comes up, it starts side drafting the second back. And I didn't want to take that risk, so I chose to restart bottom. But unfortunate though, it was Mark gave Brian Wing a good shove on that last restart, so Brian was able to clear in front of me, and I just didn't have enough to surge Brian ahead enough to where I could clear Mark. I mean, it happened, but it was too late at that point. So.
Well, yeah, awesome job though, man. I mean, one thing I wanted to ask you, if you were having any problems, I know early on Mark said as soon as his temperature or oil got in the red, his engine popped. How hard was it for you to keep the air in your truck tonight?
It got pretty darn hot probably in the early stint, because I only ran like the first 23 laps, and then I got into that one wreck in the beginning. So it had like almost 6 minutes of optional, so I spent like the next 60 or so laps trying to fix up the damage. But yeah, in the early stint, I would say the temps would get pretty far up there, probably like 285 is what it was getting up for me, and then I would let it cool off in the turns, and then I had to kind of just switch to like just bumping the guy into the turn so you could surge them out front, and then you kind of peek to the left to get air into the car and then keep it cool that way. But yeah, once everyone gets hot up in the front and the third line starts coming, then it's that's when all the cycling begins and the whole field sort of resets. And yeah, but yeah, it was definitely getting pretty way hotter than usual on most nights with these trucks, man.
Well, awesome job, buddy. Again, I know we talked a little bit earlier. Congratulations on your induction to the Hall of Fame. Going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, Adam. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, we'll do a shout-out to Vendetta Team. Running with those guys. Tonight it was me, Mark Mann, Richard Sanchez, and Anthony English was hanging out and chat with us. You know, off and on kind of. He had to go take a break for a while, and then he popped back in the chat and talked to us for those closing laps. So yeah, awesome to see and hear from Anthony in the Discord again. And probably do a shout out to Mark there at the end too for trying to give me a good push up across the line for possibly the win, but that didn't really work out in our favor, unfortunately. And then, shout out to MaxspeedTV. I really didn't even know what the broadcast would be for Monday until I saw a post with you putting it up. So I'm like, okay, MaxspeedTV on OP Monday. Heck yeah, dude. So, yeah. So appreciate you as well, Stephen Lane, for doing the commentary. And then OP League on top of it, admins and everyone. And once again, all the guys that supported me in the Hall of Fame vote for wanting to get me in there. That's super appreciative as well with those guys. And then, shout out to the drivers at the end for a good photo finish there, and congrats on Brian for the W. So, heck yeah.
All right, brother. Well, go celebrate. We'll get you down there to the campfire and go celebrate your P2 tonight, brother. Congratulations.
Will do.
All right, folks. Well, that is going to bring us to our winner tonight. And I think I still had... him on there, but let me get back over here, get spun around here, and get him to the booth. There he is, Mr. Brian Wang. Awesome job, awesome win, buddy. Getting the win for the opening night of OP Monday Night Premier League. Man, let's talk a little bit about your race. How'd things feel to you? How'd the truck react? How was the tire wear, if there was any? Man, let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, that was a pretty unexpected win, to be honest, because for most of the race I was just chilling at the back, but eventually got towards the front, and I believe the final few pit stops, I was just able to stay up here with around Gabe and Adam, and yeah, luckily got a great push from Markman at the final restart, and yeah, coming to the checkered flag, I kind of did a pretty bad block on Adam, but we were able to keep it straight, and Gabe was able to come up and push me. So yeah, it went pretty well towards the end.
Well, now you can say you've got a victory over a Hall of Famer here at OP with Adam. But I mean, all in all, though, I mean, it was a really good race. A lot of hard racing tonight. But one thing that I noticed that some guys were having problems with. I know Mark did, and the other guys kind of hinted on it, was the temperatures of the trucks getting a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty difficult to push consistently, and I'm sure Adam was burning up behind me as he was pushing me at the end. But yeah, it was pretty difficult to cool down.
Well, we're going to bring up our co-commentator tonight. KR joined us up in the booth tonight for a while, and going to go ahead and bring him down here with us. KR, we're talking to Brian right now. Won the race tonight. Got anything for Brian?
I mean, I'll tell you what, anytime you have to talk to Brian effing Wang, holy cow, man, nice job.
Thank you.
Well, we were talking a little bit about the air or the temperature of the trucks and everything, but Brian, awesome job, awesome point night. I mean, you got the victory tonight. That's going to definitely to help you out towards the end of the season. But well, brother, we're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, thanks to everybody in OP, all the admins and drivers. Thanks to you guys for broadcasting. And yeah, just thanks to everyone who raced.
All right, brother. Well, congratulations again. Go celebrate. We're going to get you down there so you guys can do your post-race campfire. And we will see you, will you be there Saturday?
I'm not sure, but I'll be here next week.
Okay, well, if not, we will see you next Monday, man. Go celebrate.
Yeah, thanks. See ya.
All right, well, man, KR, exciting ending right there. Little bit of action towards the behind the leaders there that caused a big wreck, but great finish by the top 5 guys being right there at the end.
I'll tell you what, OP never disappoints with their finish, but holy smokes, to have Brian effing Wang come away with the race win. How about that, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, definitely an awesome night of racing. It was great to call this race. Again, congratulations on, Brian getting the victory. Congratulations to Adam for being inducted to the Hall of Fame. And congratulations to you as well, KR, for being an honorary inductee as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope someday, Steven, you can get the amount of goosebumps I had throughout tonight. Man, nice job. All I have to say is I think the torch is handed off very well.
Well, KR, I do appreciate it. It means a lot, buddy, especially coming from a seasoned broadcaster. I do the best I can, and, there's still some bugs to be worked out, but that will definitely be worked out. So, well, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this, KR. This is our unofficial results, pending any admin stuff that they will do. So your race winner, Brian Wang, in that top spot. Adam Kilday finishing second. Gabe Butler third. Mark Mann fourth. Rick Sanchez finishing fifth. Nate Warren in sixth. Jeff Crosby in seventh. Andy Brigante in eighth. Zach Workman in ninth. And Richard Kuhn rounding out your top 10. Zach Fritsch finishing in 11th. Stephen Luttrell 12th. Everett Lane in at 13th. John Guerrera finishing 14th. Dan Harrington finishing 15th. Eric Laurie in 16th. Josh Ball 17th. And Steve Rada in 18th. Well, that's going to bring us to the 19th. Kenny Reel led several laps, had a good run. Got caught up in a little incident there, but finishing 19th. Jimmy Reynolds in 20th. Lynn McNeese 21st. David Overstreet 22nd. Dustin Logston finishing 23rd. Alex Gippen in 24th. Dave Hunt in 25th. Bubba Winningham 26th. Vicente Guerrero 27th. Peter DeBorja finishing 28th. And then rounding out the rest of the field, Hunter Reynolds in 29th, Adam Schramm 30th, Andrew Schroeder 31st, Jeff Crosby Sr. in 32nd, Sean McCarr 33rd, Shane Roy in 34th, Douglas Johnson in 35th. Of course, Anthony didn't start, but he is finished in 32nd. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight, KR. Again, buddy, appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me. Like I said, you have an open invitation to come up in here anytime you want, brother. But glad to have you up here. And, well, like I said, I'm just going to hope I do the best I can to make these guys proud.
I'll tell you what, like I said, each and every time you lead the best you have out on the field, that's all that anyone can ask for. So, man, yeah, go get them. Go get them, Tiger.
Well, we will do our best. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us here tonight on MaxspeedTV. Again, big thanks to KR for coming up here and helping me. Again, all of our Buttkicker for sponsoring, all our admins here at OP, and all the drivers for coming out and putting on a show for our fans and their fans. So, awesome job, guys. Until Saturday night, we will see you then, OP, at the 08 Bumpy Daytona for the Saturday Night Unlimited Series. Until then, folks, everybody, please stay safe. Have a good night, and we will see you next week.